Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Minnesota State Park Hiking Club Trail Series. Today, we traveled to Glyndon, Minnesota to take the hiking club trail at Buffalo River State Park. Established in 1937, it benefited from President Roosevelt's WPA program, where labor was plentiful during this time, and they wasted no time in getting to work here. According to the DNR website, the bathroom building, beach area, and entry road were all built within the first year of the park's establishment. The park bears the name of the river that runs through it, but another feature is mentioned frequently as being its top attraction. The prairie that spans through the park, as well as nearby Bluestem Prairie Scientific and Natural Area, is one of the largest of the state's prairie preserves. The prairie has some 250 species of wildflowers and grasses that include plants that are now rare within Minnesota. Bordering the river, the forest is mostly comprised of elm, ash, cottonwood, oak, and basswood trees. These trees provide shade near the river and at the edge of the prairie. The prairie contains numerous animals, including upland sandpipers, red foxes, badgers, coyotes, prairie toads, white-tailed deer, jackrabbits, and even the occasional moose passing through. One particular animal I myself was unfamiliar with was the prairie chicken, a bird that has its history rooted in the settlement of Minnesota. Prairie chickens are a type of grouse that used to have a large living range and is now relegated to a small strip of land in the western section of the state, which Buffalo River State Park resides. They are tied with the native prairie and can be considered an indicator of the health of the prairie environment. In size, they range between larger than a ruffled grouse but smaller than a ringneck pheasant. They have a distinctive chicken-like appearance, thus the name, and their foraging habits also mirror what chickens might do, slowly moving through the brush, pecking for insects and seeds. There are 199 other species of birds, as well as 40 species of mammals that also inhabit the park, even though you might not think so at first glance. The prairie hides a lot of life within its grass blades. This is one of the state parks where there can be an occasional special hunting event, such as a youth deer hunting event. It's important to visit the park's website and plan ahead to ensure that you don't have your plans interrupted, or just come prepared with a blaze orange apparel during hunting season. The terrain is leftover remnants of the glacial lake Agassiz, which once covered 200,000 square miles, 17,000 of which are included in present-day Minnesota. It left behind a fertile land when it receded, interrupted by gravel ridges and beach lines. Accounting for 2.5 miles of the hiking club, this trail begins at the picnic area by the trail center. There is lots of sun, and for sections near the river, lots of shade and bugs, so pack both sunscreen and bug spray for this hike. Its entrance is a little distance from the parking lot in the far left side of the field behind the bathrooms. The best way to know that you're headed in the right direction is there's some remnants of a small bridge over the Buffalo River. It's worth a stop to see the cool remnants, but also because the spot is an excellent place to look out over Buffalo River. The first section of the trail follows the Buffalo River as it winds through the forest. It's a slow-flowing, shallow, rocky river that provides plenty of water sounds as you walk along it. There are several spots that provide an overlook of the river as the trail goes from right along to slowly higher and back down again. There are the occasional benches to sit and rest. A few had a significant amount of undergrowth growing between them and the stream, so not everyone will have an ideal view. The trail then slowly exits the tree cover, still following the river as it starts to transition to the Savannah Prairie section. The path then turns away from the river by the Science Center and heads into the Savannah section. This section is full of long grass and sun, so no, there won't be much shade for this section. Make sure you have the water and take a break if you need to. There are lovely, distant views that you should enjoy as you walk through. There is a special kind of beauty in these types of trails that is quite distinct and different from the beauty of forest trails, and having them both on one trail is really wonderful. The final section passes through the campground and swings you back to along the river and back into the park where you parked at. The bathrooms are not open all seasons, but there are vault toilets located on the side of the field opposite where the trail starts that can be used if needed. My favorite part is the winding trail that follows the stream. partially because it was an extremely warm September day and the Savannah section was less than ideal in that type of weather. The river itself wasn't a raging course, but a meandering flow of water through the park that snaked through the woods. It had several rocky spots that provided that fantastic bubbling brook sound, creating the perfect ambiance for the trail. Water features and woods are going to win major points for me every time, and the combination of them at this park really made this section the highlight, for sure. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, let us know. Also, don't forget to let us know which trail you'd like to see next.